everybody, how's it going? So today we are checking out the 5020 Stereo Fet limiter from M-House Studios. It's kind of an 1176 style compressor. It's just designed to be super ultra fucking rude, which I think is really cool. Full disclosure, I'm not getting paid to say anything about this. I don't even get to keep it. I have to give this back when I'm done. I just thought it was a really cool product that I thought might be kind of neat to put on the show because it's being developed by a couple of young people, and I just thought it'd be kind of cool to help them out. But at $1,400, it's not the cheapest compressor on the market, that's for sure. If you're looking for a super cheap and awesome compressor, get the Art Pro VLA tube compressor. I did a demo on that about a year and a half ago. It's pretty wicked. But this thing is kind of a different beast. This is a FET compressor. It's designed to be ultra hyper aggressive and smash the living shit out of your source and give it some real grit. So we're gonna try it out on a couple of different sources here in just a minute. We're gonna hook it up and see how it goes. Just for initial impressions, it's really light. It's got some pretty simple controls: input, tack, release, character, and I'm guessing that's how much distortion, blend, that's really nice, and an output and a couple of switches, engager limiter, stereo link, high pass filter, and how it's metered. So it's pretty simple controls. Pretty much everybody but the bass players should be able to figure out how to use this thing. Again, XLRs in the back. It's stereo, that's great. So you can go as a mono source or a stereo source. I don't think you don't have independent controls for each channel, which kind of sucks. It's not dual mono like the Art, so there is that. So enough yakking, let's hook it up, let's see how it sounds. So I'm gonna go through this just quick and easy. Apparently they said throw things on DC limiter mode for some extra crunch. I was talking with the guys at M-House and that's what they suggested. But we've got the high pass filters off, the meters for gain reduction, and we've got the limiter disengaged right now. What we got here is the track Like a Fujin that I did a couple months back with Kelly Bishop on drums and Eric Arco on bass and Trey Watson on vocals. All these guys gave absolutely stellar performances, and we're just going to kind of run it through here and see what we can do. But buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be fun. Okay, so this is the limiter disengaged. Let's just crank it on here. And I'm gonna just turn this up into, yeah, okay, we're crunching out there. I'm gonna pull that back a bit. Now these are the stereo room mics. We were using the V67s from Jay-Z, and we had some great results with that. So let's bring the blend control in. Let's go fast attack, fast release, and crank on that character. I find when you turn the character in, you gotta balance the output with it. Out, in. We can really hit this hard. Open the attack up a bit. That's pretty cool. Slow down the release. It's still pretty neat, but I love that fast release on the drummer. Let's try that DC stereo link one more time here. And again, this was on suggestion from the guys. Let's crank that on, see if we get any more girth out of it. That's pretty crunchy. Wow. Now that's one thing you're going to see as a blend control on a lot of software compressors and whatnot, so you can kind of get that super crunchy but untouched sound. There we go, untouched. Now we're hitting it about as hard as it'll go right now. That's pretty sweet right there. I like that. Character is definitely doing something. I'm wondering if it's the ratio control or not, because that's one thing this compressor is lacking, is a ratio control. So I'm guessing this might be ratio with a bit of distortion thrown in, something like that. But the character and the output are definitely related to each other, so you do have to kind of pick and choose there and make sure they work together. That's pretty neat. We pull that back. It's really got something cool going on with the bottom end. That really adds some awesome thwack. I really like that a lot. All right, so next up, we're gonna try this out on bass guitar and see what happens. Once again, this is just a stellar performance by Eric Arco on the bass. A lot of guys were asking about how I got this bass sound, including Eric. It's a combination of three things. It was a Darkglass X7, it was a DI, and the Parallax plugin, all put to one fader, and we got this. It's just a bit of Shep's Omni-channel with the Empirical Labs Arouser. Ooh, that's gnarly as fuck. Let's take the attack and release back. Take the character. We're gonna keep a full blend. I think we can do that. Just gonna get my levels correct here. That's looking all right. Okay, that turned it down considerably. Let's get an input going. Wow, that really does something cool to the bottom. And get this cranked up a little bit. Whoa, that's a little much. Pull that back a bit. Ooh. Get this zeroed out. Yeah, still a little loud. All right, that's cool. Let's check it on mix. Okay, I think I got it dialed in finally. Let's just see what happens when we switch it in and out. All right, that's pretty cool. In this case, it's kind of takes the top edge off a little bit. So if you're looking for a warmer, more rounded out bass sound, this is probably exactly the sort of thing you're looking for. I'm not sure if it's going to give me quite that hyper aggressive snap that I'm looking for on this particular track though. So might not be the best choice for this song, but of course, the trick is to experiment and see what works best for you and your particular situation. Loving this thing on drum room, though. Anyway, let's check it out on vocals.
All the things that they do, I jumped in the fire. Well, there other place left to go. Trying to make me see and not fight, not bleed. This is my best, moving to the test. Yo, I'm coming at you, both barrels blazing. Boom, pow, double shot with a knockout punch. Then your ass is on the floor.
Oh, that kind of adds something nice.
Now sit, roll over.
We take that character back.
Thank you. I got what I need when it's just you and me. That's when my mind is free. Just thinking of you, it gets me through all the things that they do. I jumped in the fire, well, they're in the place not to
You take that character back.
See and I fight, not bleed. This is my best, moving to the test. Yo, I'm coming at your boat.
Look at that, but we balance this out. Whoa, that gets serious in a real hurry.
Just like a pet, they call my name. Now sit
Definitely peeking that out just a teensy bit. Let's pull that back a bit on the input and output.
just like a pet, they call my name. Now sit, roll over, up, now play dead. No, thank you. I got what I
That's
need,
pretty
what it's
neat.
just with me. That's when my mind is free. Just thinking
Let's throw
you
the,
and gets me through all the things that they do.
Let's throw the initial effects on. I had a bit of micro shift on there just to give things a little bit of depth and spread, because I thought you can kind of get away with special effects like that on a vocal, especially if it's rap. So we're gonna throw that on. We'll roll this back as a full mix. I'm gonna pull the fader back just a little bit, but I think this really evens out the vocal in a very interesting way.
Just like a pet, they call my name. Now sit, roll over, up, now play dead. No, thank you. I got what I need, what it's just you and me. That's when my mind is free. Just thinking of you, it gets me through all the things that they
Now, if we
do.
turn that off, wow.
This is my best, move to the test. Yo, I'm coming at your boat, girl, blazing. Boom, pow, double shot, well, I knock out punch. Then your ass is on the floor.
That's pretty damn cool, I gotta say. I think I like the way that just kind of evens the vocal right out. Not gonna need a whole lot of automation with that, but I think the big thing here is the character knob. Holy crap. Whatever the hell it's doing, it's simply doing a fantastic job. Okay, so for the last source we're going to test is going to be Snare Drum, and for this we've got a real treat for you. We've got Mr. Bruno Valverde from the band Angra playing, and this is for my lesson that's probably out by now, and it's called Mixing Metal with Waves. And this is where I teach you how to make a raging metal mix right on your desktop in the box using nothing but Waves plugins. For this particular example, we need to use a little bit of Fab Filter because we're going out of the box into this and then back in, and we just need to keep all the bleed under control, and I'm going to show you guys what that's all about in just a sec, because when you start compressing really hard, you do bring up the spill, especially a hi-hat, that kind of thing. So we do need a little bit of help keeping the spill under control. But in terms of character, yeah, like I said, I already kind of went through this on one iteration before, but this thing I think absolutely fucking slays on Snare Drum, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. So here's the snare with no compression on right now. Let's throw this on. And we're just gonna increase the attack and release. Watch what happens here. We kind of lose the front. And let's bring that attack back. Out. Let's bring that character into place. I'm going to try the stereo link here. Try that one more time. Looks like I might have peaked it ever so slightly here. And out. Wow. That might be the best snare sound I've ever got, and it's thanks to this thing right here. Holy crap, that is just absolutely crushing. Wow, especially when you get on those straight shots, it's just... That's just unreal. No samples required. Anyway, if you want to get your hands on those tracks and a lesson on how to mix that song, please check out my lesson, Mixing Metal with Waves. It's on sale now. Okay, so it's the bottom line. What do I think of the 5020 Stereo Fet limiter? At $1,400 is definitely not cheap. This will set you back a little bit. However, if you want to compare some things, an Empirical Labs distressor, which is my compressor of choice on pretty much everything, will cost you $1,450 at Sweetwater. And an actual Universal Audio 1176, which this thing is kind of modeled after, is $23.99. Holy shit. But let's face it, most of you guys aren't going to be buying brand name 1176 is not when you can get a comparable offering from Warm Audio for $600. And let's not forget, you can also get yourself a Stam Audio 76 ADG for a whopping $790 if you pre-order it, and that's got an 11. It's basically got all the different modes of the 1176 on it. But those are mono units. This is stereo. This is not dual mono, unfortunately, so you can't control the things independently, but you can run stereo rooms, stereo overheads, pretty much any stereo track you could think of through this. I think the coolest thing about this has got to be this character knob. You crank it to 10, it just sounds cool. I think I'm especially in love with what it did to that snare drum. Holy crap, I don't think I've ever heard one of my snares sound better. So there is that. I'm going to be really sad packing this thing up and giving it back to the guys at M-House Studios. Like I said, the only reason I'm doing this video is because I thought it was a cool product. I know they're brand new at this game and I wanted to help them out. I am not taking any kind of paycheck or anything. This is just my honest opinion. I think they got a real winner on their hands. So if you want to get your hands on a totally badass compressor that's going to have a shit ton of character, yeah, check it out. I'll have a link in the description below. Definitely worth having a look at. And like I said, the only downside I could see out of the entire thing is that they've got a wall wart power supply. So maybe that's something they can work on for Rev 2. And for Rev 2, I would love to see a dual mono version of this so the consumer could get a little bit more bang for their buck. But I got to give this thing a big thumbs up for a first product. This thing is absolutely fucking stellar. Great job, guys. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Hello?
Regarding the recent Navient lawsuit filing. Your student loans may be accepted into the settlement, which would entitle you...
Yeah, the only problem with that is the last time I was a student was 1992, you assholes! Leave me the fuck alone! Anyway...